All right, Virgo, this is your February love reading. This is a collective message. I was just getting something here, and I'm hoping that this reading isn't as crazy as the Leo reading was. Boy, that was wild. That was wild. Let's see what I'm getting here. Give me just a moment. Hang on. A quiet title is significant. Somebody having to go through the process of filing for a quiet title or defending a title. This has to do with real property, real estate. This could be about a home. I don't know if somebody tried to pull some shenanigan on you and you had to defend yourself. This goes back to the title thing again because we've seen that. All right, so something about real estate, something about property. This is a love focused reading. Seventh house issues, matters, development. Seventh house would be everybody outside of you. So you are the first house, they are the seventh house. Seventh house doesn't always have to be about relationships, but it does have to do with partnerships. And yes, it can include the people that you work with, depending on the kind of partnership or work relationship that you have, work arrangement. It could also be members of your own family if you are in collaboration with them in a seventh house type of way. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, if you'd like a personal tarot reading, a pre recorded tarot reading video, if you would like a coaching session, feel free to visit me at ritayanez.com. And any other links, including all of my social links and everything, are at the YouTube level on. Boy, I'm getting something again about this title. Somebody's born in the year of the dragon. A dragon is significant. Ramses, somebody could drive a ram truck, or their name actually could be Ramsey or Ramses. Okay, something about the truck, something, I'm seeing a property again. All right, that's significant. All right, let's see what's going on for your reading. We're going to start off with Romance Angel here to give us a little bit of a cue. I hope you've been doing well, Virgo. I don't want this reading to take too terribly long because then it takes very long to upload for you. And I'm a Virgo rising, so I'm just about as Virgo as you're going to get. If you look at my chart, you'd be like, wow. Okay, so it does get difficult, but let's see if we could keep this to a reasonable length because they do take so long, and I know Virgos like to be so effective. There it is. Okay, so we have healing family issues, and I did mention family in that seventh house. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So it doesn't mean that you have to have any kind of serious family issues or family dramas going on right now. It could really just mean that, there's maybe some shadow work that you've done or that you've been working on or that needs to be done about family issues, family dynamics that need to be taken care of or have already been taken care of. But that is significant. I'm already thinking about inheritance with that quiet title issues, color of title. There's something coming up there with property. And it just could be that resonates with you because somewhere in your past you have had an issue like this or, have been even the victim of somebody trying to pull some shenanigan with a kind of quiet title or an easement could be significant. Somebody's had to challenge an easement, or there was an issue with an easement on your property, and that had to be established, or an easement had to be clarified, or it had to be blocked so that there wouldn't be any future claims on that easement because it depends on where you live, what part of the country, who knows what part of the world, but I only know in the United States. It depends on where you are because, at times allowing the use in layman's terms, letting somebody drive through your property so that they could get to the other side for whatever reason, within a couple of years in some instances, as much as 2 years, or for some people that could be as little as 2 years, that person can establish that they have a right to that access because you've allowed them to use that easement, and then we get into the whole no trespassing signs, etc. So somebody might need to consult um, a real estate attorney if this is an issue that you're familiar with, and hopefully it's just something that you have experience with in the past. So hopefully this doesn't get crazy. You know, I'm going to reach for the curiosity just to see if we can get any indicators, but I'm not feeling anything, nothing too noisy, nothing too staticky in the energy. It really feels like you've done a whole lot of shedding with the year of the snake and that you've done a lot of letting go. And for those of you that, were dragging your feet on this or for one reason or another couldn't move forward from some difficult situations from the past, that doesn't mean that just because we're moving out of year of the snake into the year of the horse that you are going to be left behind. Not at all. Everything is on time. It is your time when you get to it. All right. So if you had to do any other kinds of healing, if you've had to work on yourself so that you can even move to that point so that you could shed that skin, then it's okay. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck because we've got the troubled past. That's just something that maybe you're not considering or somebody else isn't considering, that maybe you've come from a troubled past, or that, you're not perfect because you've had a life, a very full life, and that there are situations from your past that have helped shape who you are today. So don't let anybody judge you for your past. Well, this card, let's flip that. Oh, okay, that's the title card. I leave that in there just in case it means something to me as I go along. Somebody's name is Delphina. I can't tell if it's with an F or a PH because I know that you can spell it both ways. Depends on where you're from. Delphina? Marco. I have to say it like this. Marco, not Polo. All right, Marco, not Polo. Marco, not Polo. See if I'm getting anything else. Somebody's got a lug nut. Looks like a lug nut on the rear right wheel of a very sorely needing to be replaced tire on a sedan that looks like it. I can't see the color. I can't really quite say because I could be inferring the color because I want to see it so bad when really I'm just really focused on that rim. It's kind of like a very basic rim. There could be a plastic hubcap on it, but I do know that that tire needs to be replaced. But what's bothering more is that there's like a lug nut that isn't all the way tightened. There's something up with one lug nut there. Somebody needs to get that checked. So look, if that resonates with you and you know what I'm talking about when I say that to you, it could be the lug nut. I could be looking at the whole tire, but it's so bald. I know what that's like. And if you don't have the money to replace it, just make sure that you're aware that that is a potential, okay, that something could be going on with that wheel or with that tire. I really think that it's a lug nut. So there's something, maybe it's as simple as just needing to get that tightened up. And if that's not something that you can do yourself, you could ask somebody that you work with, maybe if let's say you're a single person, a single woman, and you can't do that or don't have the tools to do that, you could always ask somebody that you're comfortable with that maybe has a husband or a boyfriend if they might look at that for you real quick because that's not a big deal. And I do believe that if you head into, is it Les Schwab? I don't remember if it's Les Schwab. Check around because there are places that I know, and I had a friend that used to work at one of these places, and even if you're not a customer of theirs, if you come in periodically, whatever, they will check everything for you. All right, so the two cards that came out is we've got good karma. Very good. That's why I'm not feeling anything too heavy, too staticky for you. You got to remember that, healing yourself and even working to release issues in your family, understanding that there are so many moving parts to this and there's not just one person to blame because taking the time to blame doesn't serve you. In releasing and letting go is going to help you more than anything so that you could continue to move on, move forward and away from those things that could continue to keep you tethered to the past and what can't be changed anymore, okay? Because the past has already happened. And we've got plot twist. So the good karma card, something done in good faith, is coming back multiplied. Energy never disappears, it circulates. And with plot twist, We've got new info just dropped and it's juicy. Suddenly, oh Lord, the dots connect and the real story is showing up. I think I'm going to pull one more. So, you're doing good, you're healing, you're working on yourself. You could be working on issues within your family or just releasing and trying to just make peace with the past. And, if there's drama or anything else that's around you, just kind of try to start showing everyone that you won't argue with them. You don't need to be involved in whatever it is, but you will retract your energy and you'll back away when it's just a bit too much, right? And only you know what that is. You just don't need to keep allowing that to infiltrate your energy when the energy is theirs. Let's get one more to see what's going on with this plot twist, and then we're going to head into the Celtic Cross. And I'm thinking about which deck. I think we're going to go with the Hanson Roberts Tarot. Just a straight Hanson Roberts Tarot is what it's feeling like. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, let's see what's going on. Plot twist, good karma. Hmm. Got an ankle injury that I can look at. It seems to be an ankle injury. That's a roller skating injury, but this is an adult, so somebody has injured an ankle. And if you give it time and you stay off of it, you're going to be okay. I'm not a medical doctor. Obviously, you know that, but this is just what I'm picking up. This is energetic, and you also know that this is for entertainment purposes. I don't need to tell you that either because there's a big old disclaimer at the beginning. All right, so we're going to take this one. There's something about an ankle and a roller skating injury and it was a roller skating thing that happened at a roller skating rink. So this is very specific to somebody that goes to roller skating rinks, and this is an adult, and they have injured that ankle, and you're kind of like, boy, if this doesn't get better, I'm going to the doctor. If this doesn't get better, if this doesn't get better, go to the doctor. Just do what you need to do when you know that it's going to be difficult. But this is something that's going to require some tenderness and care. It looks to me like this is going to be a 3 or 4 week, like a whole month before this feels all the way better. So don't be too hasty about thinking, oh my gosh, I got to run to the surgeon. I mean, go to your doctor first, your medical doctor first, or the urgent care or whatever. But it doesn't look serious. It looks more like you have. I don't think that's a role. It's almost like you've. You know what that's looking like? That's like a light injury to the Achilles tendon. Something has happened here. You need to remember that you've got to tie those on. You can't just be sloppy about it because then your ankle's going to move. Like if you've ever been ice skating or I remember this just from ice skating lessons and stuff like that. I mean, like it was uncomfortable to get used to how tight things had to be, but remember that you are stabilizing your ankle. Okay, so for the last one, we've got the audacity. So the audacity boundaries were crossed, and the worst part, they acted like it was their right. Okay, so the plot twist is that even though somebody's crossed boundaries, there's going to be some tea, or the curiosity will be coming towards you. You're going to get some illumination on what is that actually happened in that scenario. I'm actually going to leave that out because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything in case I get any channeled messages. Okay. I'm getting something about don't get too friendly with whoever this is on TikTok. Somebody could be getting too. Oh boy. Okay, this seems like somebody went in to purchase something through a TikTok shop. I've never done that, so I don't know how that works exactly. And, this person, the vendor, the seller, is really coming across as somebody very slimy to me. I don't know. Somebody's name is Jalen. Jalen is involved in this. Jalen, Jalen. This person isn't, just get your transaction done and don't talk to this person anymore. This person's very slimy to me, but, the type that might want to touch you or do something weird or ask you to meet up with them. And I feel very uncomfortable with that. I want to jump off that energy because it's making me uncomfortable. But we've got enough of that. I want to see if we can get into what February looks like for you and what we can expect. And of course, being mindful that we're working on healing and releasing, and it doesn't matter. Don't, consider yourself late to the game just because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just barely tuning in and learning how to balance energy. And now I feel like the year of the horse is just going to gallop right by and I'm not going to be able to jump on. Oh, let me see if I could get what that is. Wells Fargo Bank is significant. Okay. All right, let's get this. We've got the Page of Wands, so there's some exciting news coming your way, Virgo. Exciting news. Oh, this card was how did this happen? There's not too many of them this way that are facing the wrong way for my purposes here. So let me hmm. So this card, I'm going to take it, because that's what came up for the challenge position. We've got the Seven of Cups. So news is coming in, something that you've been very eager about. And yes, I'm doing this on purpose. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck once I've corrected, the way the cards are facing. We've got the Ten of Cups there. So good news is coming to you. But the challenge here is the Seven of Cups. So you need to make sure that you don't get scattered. This news could cause you to feel scattered or feel like you've got to get a whole bunch of things done at once. I don't know if this is romantic. I mean, it is wands, but that doesn't mean that it isn't romantic because it's still wands. Take that as you will. And the Seven of Cups as a challenge just means that you need to stay focused and realistic about what it is that this new message brings in. And it could be that you've got the new message, that you've got the exciting message that you're going to share with somebody. This is good. I'm feeling good about this reading. Thank goodness, because the Leo one was out of control. All right. I did see that Knight of Swords, it's drawing my attention. Foundation of the situation. So for February, what is it that we need to consider in terms of the foundation? Could be, within the last 3 months, what it is that's been building up to this. And, because we're at the beginning of the new year, this would be a good time to see if there's some kind of a summary that would resonate with 2025. Holy Spirit, holy angels. Let me look at the time. Woo, those are popping. And I'm going to take this because it came out too. The Hermit in reverse flew over the healing family issues. And so it's time to come out and rejoin the world. And with it flying that far over here into healing family issues, I think that you have illumination, that you are the light, that you're able to help your family. But remember, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. They'll end up resenting you anyway. And we've got that Ace of Wands. Something exciting is coming your way. That's a new endeavor. That's a seed, of course, that needs to be planted and cultivated. But, the Ace of Wands is always sprouting right up. It seems like once you come out of your shell, once you start to move out of that hermity energy that, we Virgo types like to work in, that's where we do our best work. It's when we're working alone, when we're doing, a lot of the legwork, the footwork here. Again, I'm thinking about that person and that ankle, the roller skating incident. Okay, watch your footwork. It could have happened during some footwork. All right, come out of your shell. That's been the foundation of it. That's what you've been doing. Now we have the Strength card upright for the fading influence. So in the recent past, you've learned to really control yourself, control your animal instincts, learn how to soothe the beast, whether it's you or somebody else. And it also is about learning to trust in yourself and your abilities and know when it's safe to employ those maneuvers and tactics that you would use to soothe the savage beast without going out of control or putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Could be that you've had to really rely on your inner strength for a lot of this work, which would be pretty obvious. That happens a lot. And look at how many wands. There is so much energy behind you, Virgo. Now, this doesn't have to be a person because it looks like an energy to me, because all of these wands are kind of following each other. But we've got the Queen of Wands. So this could be a person who's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Don't worry about the gender at this point because I don't see anything specific. I don't know who I'm talking to. Of course, this is a collective message, but we do have the Queen of Wands. So you are sitting pretty. You are sitting pretty. This, again, is about being dynamic, having the energy to move forward, feeling in control, feeling very creative, the feeling that somebody could have blonde hair here. I don't see any situations that call for me to have to identify too much. This just seems, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. Look what's coming out. You've got an excellent reading here, Virgo. This is all about you being in your power, your creative power, your dynamic power. Your energy is great. It's flowing. Your body is feeling good. You feel good in your body. You know how to stay in your body. You know that when you leave your body, whether that is for some interesting astral traveling, or to do some creative visualizations or meditations that you know how to safely get back in. You are manifesting something here. Something you are doing is going to come to fruition because everyone knows that once one is pregnant, that pregnancy will come to fruition whether you like it or not. Okay, it could be news of a pregnancy. It could be that if you are hoping to become expectant, that that is going to be coming in. We've got a lot of wand energy here, but everything here feels very creative. So it's safe to say that the plot twist, we don't care about that. Whatever happened to these other people, whoever it is that, has been, who has had the audacity to do whatever they did, who cares? I mean, we move forward. If people get stuck in the past, if that's what they do, if people have resentments, whether they're hidden or they're right there in your face, what do you care? We don't care. Seems like you are moving right along and that you are coming into your own completely, freely, naturally, healthy. Let me give this another shuffle here to see if we get a little bit of a twist in the energy. Twist, I said that again, that ankle. I remember once when I twisted my ankle, I thought I broke it and I really had strained it, and I had a little baby at the time, my eldest, and now I realize how young I was, even though I thought I was so much older than everybody having a baby. I was closer to 30 than I was for the first one than everybody else, but it just worked out that way because I wanted to buy a house and that kind of thing. And I was coming down the stairs holding my son, and my foot slipped on the carpeted stairs, and I clutched him, against my chest to not, so I wouldn't drop him so he wouldn't get hurt. And I was driving a stick shift at the time, and I ended up having to drive to work, 2 weeks after I thought it was gonna get better. I mean, I really thought I broke it. It hurt so bad, so I feel for you. Okay, so we've got the Empress, just you're gonna have to baby it. I've seen people use those little scooter things where you put the foot up if you do work outside your home, and really just take care of yourself. Get your medical advice, have everything checked out if that's what needs to happen, but just don't panic is what I'm telling you. All right. So for the current environment in this whole thing, all right, so we've got the Four of Cups. Of course, that doesn't mean that, a little bit of melancholy, doesn't come and go because it's unreasonable to believe that, everybody who's positive and happy and spunky and, full of energy all the time doesn't have a little bit of a sad thought here and there. But if you'll notice in the art here, oh, you can't see it actually. You'll notice in the art, and this isn't a dejected figure. This is just a person who's thinking a little bit too long, so don't dwell in the past. Don't dwell on thoughts that could make you feel I see why you can't see this. A little bit sad because the universe has offered you something that is right in front of you. So for those of you that are single, don't say no to love just because you still have the remnants of feeling sad. Okay, you've got to create new neural pathways. You've got to cleanse and clear. You've got to make sure that you are not falling into and creating some, very significant patterns in your head with it. You've got to get outside yourself. And I'm sure you have, but it looks like, facing this direction, facing that wand there, facing the Hermit in reverse, you might be thinking about how much time healing in different ways may have taken you, or that, you're on the other side of it, or that you're almost done with your healing because everything here looks like you're pretty good. Probably should be more confident in your healing than you are. Don't sit in that energy too long, okay? It's not worth it. And look at what's at the bottom of the deck, or in the middle of the deck on the split again. The 10 of Cups. So, many of you, okay, there could be those of you that will resonate more with already being in a great relationship with somebody sweet, somebody kind, somebody who respects you, somebody who loves you, somebody who adores you, somebody who sees you as the center of their universe. And then for those of you that are single and maybe not even looking, it's going to happen for you whether you know it or not. This card has shown up twice now, and you saw that. On the other side of that split, we've got the Hanged Man. So you see things a different way. Just remember not to martyr yourself for anybody. You're beyond that. We're not even going to talk about it in fact, I'm going to put these stupid cards away and pay them no mind. We're even going to put this romance angel over here because there's nothing here that indicates that you are hung up on anything from your past. And if you're like, no, Rita, I really am, sweetheart, then let me tell you something, male or female, I don't care who you are, how old you are, how young you are. If you are still hung up on somebody or some situation from the past, and you know that it's been too damn long to be thinking about this, what you want to keep in mind is that you may need some assistance, some coaching, some therapy. You may need someone to just help you walk through the rest of that portal because you're already in it. You just need to walk through it and continue going through until the portal closes behind you. Speaking of portals here, I do have that energy. I didn't even want to speak on it, but I'm going to throw it out there. Somebody that you were dealing with opened some portals. And I mean, seriously, some people, it doesn't mean that they're that good at what they do. It's just that they're so evil and they suck so bad that their evil intentions towards you, their desire to hurt you, their desire to get back at you for whatever weird reason, because people just don't know how to let shit go. Somebody there, there are people who inadvertently opens some portals, if you will, all right, energetically. Somebody's studying quantum physics and you should continue. All right, so energetically, we have people that they can do this, and it's inadvertently, I should say. Strike that, reverse it. Okay, so and what they do is not only do they let weird crap through, they think that they're sending crap to you. No, they've invited it into their homes and into their lives, and that's when we get the spiritual backfires that manifest as physical backfires that manifest as loss and harm to people in their own family and in their own groups, but invariably to their own spirit. All right, so what's your hopes and fears? Or no, actually, we're over here at the next card, which would be the surrounding influence to this current environment, or kind of what it looks like from the outside. Not going to dwell on that card too long. It's just something to be mindful of. All right, Holy Spirit, what do we need to know about that? Virgo, do you see this? Near future? Surrounding influences for the current environment. Do you understand what's happening here? Oh my gosh. Well, I've claimed this energy as well, so I know what I'm telling you. I got chills all over my body there. There's an emperor. Your perfect match is out there, and I don't mean to blow smoke up your ass. I'm telling you that if you keep yourself aligned, that you let that past go, that you allow that portal to close behind you, not the weird portal that the other people open, but the portal that you need to walk through is your golden door. It's your golden gate. It's your garden gate. Somebody could be receiving flowers, and that's got me an idea here. I've got an idea. Okay, I know what we'll do. I need to not forget that, so I'm going to bring it out. Hang on just a second. Right. Let's see. If you were singing, I can buy myself flowers, I'm going to tell you something. Somebody else is going to be buying you the flowers, male or female. I don't care. Somebody's going to really be doing something sweet for you. This emperor is what you're looking for. This is somebody who will protect you, somebody that will stand up for you, somebody that will protect your best interests, that will never let any harm come to you that they could help, that would never allow any harm near you, would never do anything to compromise your safety. They'll love you at your best. They'll love you at your worst. They're going to be there for you. It reminds me of something about, what did somebody tell me once? You want to be with somebody that's going to hold your head while you're barfing into a toilet and wipe your little face and make you a cup of tea. Okay. Somebody told me something like that. Somebody who's going to help you feel better about yourself, not worse. Even when you feel terrible about yourself, this is somebody who's going to say, hey, don't talk about my girl or my guy that way. They would never even let you have negative self-talk about yourself. They would take it very personally. There's somebody wonderful coming in for you. This is somebody who's already watching you. This is somebody that's in your environment, somebody that's in your energy already. And that's very close. Wow, damn. Okay. So now we have the Queen of Pentacles, hopes and fears. So it could be that some of you have some hopes of becoming a wife. This is, Pentacle card. The Queen of Pentacles is the quintessential wife of the tarot. This is somebody who's very good. She's very fruitful. Some of you could be in your childbearing years. It could be that you hope to have children or hope to blend families with somebody else if you're in childbearing years or don't want to have more children. And I don't see this as a fear at all. Quite obviously, this is somebody who I think many people aspire to feel very natural, feel very abundant. Somebody who, oh, it's a card facing the wrong way, but it didn't feel like anything to me. So let's see what happens here. All right, so that's what you're hoping for. Many of you, it doesn't have to be a legally binding marriage. And look at what we've got for the outcome. I'm not kidding you. You've got, and I almost didn't do this reading tonight because I was celebrating here with somebody and we had a really nice time. And now we've got the World card. The completion of a cycle, of an era, of a time, of a whole everything. This is the end that is the beginning, and the beginning that is the end, Alpha and Omega. We have got and it's also a circle. That's also a card that could indicate a wedding ring for somebody. This is a card that indicates a complete I can't say the word integration. Let's see if we could get a summary card off of here. This reading is going so smooth. Yeah, we've got the Eight of Cups, walking away from anything that doesn't satisfy you, that has not fulfilled, and walking toward looking for that ninth cup, the cup of wish fulfillment, the card that could also indicate a little bit of indulging, right? This is a person who has made complete peace with their past and with everything that's come before, understanding that that's how they have arrived at who they are so that they know how to go toward their North Star. This is about being in your North Node. This is about happily, peacefully moving forward. We're going to put that here as a summary. And this is such a beautiful reading. I don't want anything unnecessary to come up. I was going to do something different here, and so I shall. I'm not even interested in getting any weird oracles or anything because this is perfect. I'm telling you what's coming for you, Virgo, is good. So please have faith. Just know in order to get what you want, you need to be open to receive it, which means you have to be in the vibration that matches that which you want. Okay? In order to receive love, you need to be love. You need to feel the love. You need to love yourself first. Okay? Then other people will see you in that light, in that energy. They'll be able to come to you because you are a vibrational match for each other. Okay, it doesn't mean that you won't have weirdos come toward you. And for those of you that are in a committed relationship, this is excellent because it means leaving the past behind and moving on to the next journey. Whoops. All right, so let's move on to something a little bit different. Let's get some roses. Let's see. If somebody's going to bring you roses, if somebody's going to bring you flowers, this doesn't have to be physical roses or flowers, but we're going to go to some roses and see if we can figure out what kind of a feeling this emperor has for you. Now, you could be the empress, you could flip and switch the roles. You know what to do with that. Okay. We've got green roses, growth, abundance, fertility, and renewal. Beautiful. All right, that's for you and for the emperor. It matches with these wands. Orange roses, enthusiasm, fascination, energy, and desire. We certainly have a whole lot of desire out here with all of this wandy energy. And I think because this is so beautiful, let's get one of Doreen Virtue. Sorry about putting my arm right here. Daily guidance from your angels oracle cards. All right. These are beautiful. Very old deck. One of the few very old ones that I have that I've had around for a while. If Many, 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 many years. Actually, I love these so much. Doreen Virtue is awesome. She has a PhD. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, holy angels, tell us something beautiful for Virgo so that we could wrap this up because this is so precious. I feel the love. Hmm. Yeah, you won't be singing that anymore. I can, yeah, you're not going to be writing your name in the sand anymore. Not by yourself. Somebody else is going to draw those hearts in the sand for you. Okay. It feels this kind of love for those of you that are going to have new love coming in, something very sweet, something good with a very mature person, somebody who's emotionally stable. You know, this is not a player. This is a wonderful person, Egyptian ankh in hand as the staff, and the world that looks like the pearl of wisdom in the hands. This is somebody who's wonderful. This is somebody who's wonderful, very stable, very loyal. This is not somebody flighty. This is somebody who stays there and is there with you. This is somebody who, like the Empress, has been all of the cards that come before. He has been all of the pages, all of the knights. He's been all of the kings. He has gone through everything to be there with you. All right, this is a stable person. This is not the kind of flakes or weirdos or liars or people that, you know, you can think of any kind of negative association that you have. This is not that person. This is a wonderful person. All right, I just can't stop looking at him. This is great. This is great. This is somebody that you could really feel not just safe with and comfortable with, but that you'll feel a spiritual connection to, that just a look from across the room not only melts your heart, but soothes you, that you know that that person's thought of you is always in the highest vibration and they think of you every day, all day. This is the type of person who just can't go very long without talking to you, where you have to say, hey, sweetheart, you need to get off the phone. Don't you have to work? You know, don't get in trouble talking to me. All right, so here we go. This is just somebody who's going to be so smitten with you that they're just going to be like big puppy dog eyes. I love big puppy dog eyes. This is somebody with big puppy dog eyes. Okay. All right. And nothing like a pair of, I don't, puppy dog eyes to me are these great big dark brown, loyal, beautiful, grounded eyes. Just somebody who you could see forever. I'm just feeling so good for you. I'm lost in this right now. I'm so lost in this right now. I'm so in this right now. I better stop. It just feels so warm and fuzzy and beautiful and sweet. It feels very much like high school sweethearts that are together. And when, even if it were, maybe this is about a high school sweetheart that you've been apart from for a very long time, and suddenly they're in your life again. For some of you, it could feel like that, or it could actually be like that. Just somebody that you remember from back in the day or when you were children, and there we go. All right, what do we have? Beautiful, and a beautiful color for you. That's a great color. All right, so shower of abundance. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. So, this is a card, again, similar to the one that we started off with, Doreen Virtue's Romance Angel, about healing family issues, which so many of those inner um, demons that we have about finances, you know, so much of it is about not accepting or not wanting to accept or not allowing others to gift us or give to us. It reminds me of a boyfriend I had once that on his birthday was installing a window in my house. That's what he was like that, but he was also a Virgo. You know, you have to allow people to do things for you, and so hard. Sometimes it's so hard to let, especially as Virgos. And again, I'm a huge Virgo rising. It's so hard to let other people do things for me, you know, but remember that once you get safe and comfortable with somebody, it's okay to allow them to do things for you. They do it for you because they want to do it for you. They want to show you how much they care about you. So in this case, allowing the angels to help you with your abundance doesn't just have to be, physical, material, financial abundance. This is really about allowing the energetic flow to take place. And this isn't about having to be materialistic or having to be, overly concerned with finances, because the happiest life is so often just a simple life. Those who chase extreme finances are just as bad as people who chase extreme thrills all the time. They're just not grounded. They're rooted in something that's you know, uh, so surface. It's so plastic. It has no depth. It has no meaning. There's nothing there. It's very flat. It's very empty. When there's really nothing like knowing that you don't have to worry about chasing the almighty dollar for the sake of keeping up with the Joneses, when really you'd be the happiest if you were in a little cabin in the woods or on a pretty property, a pretty spread somewhere, and you've got somebody next to you that you know that you can freaking trust, okay? We all grow up, we all grow through things. That's why for some of you that may resonate with, getting back together with somebody from your past, like from your childhood, from high school or from college or something, or just reconnecting with somebody from your past that, there really wasn't a whole lot wrong. Maybe the timing was wrong. That there was always a bond there and it was good enough. Sometimes it just takes time for people to come back together so that they can get other lessons under their belts in life. So keep that in mind. I hope to hear some good news from you. I hope that this message was uplifting because it sure did uplift me. Take good care. I love you. Talk to you soon. God bless you.